See, it's stuff like this that gives me trust issues.
Welcome to the Trust Issues podcast. We have trust issues with the traditional society-dictated path, with the status quo, with the whole get an education, land a job, and work tirelessly until you're 6 feet under. It's time to upgrade your life with the help of us. I'm Erika.
And I'm Kyle Auckland. We're a husband and wife duo, but we're also entrepreneurs, biohackers, and business builders.
Every week, we're dedicated to having purposeful conversations with each other and leading experts on topics like wellness, relationships, and entrepreneurship.
Subscribe to Trust Issues Podcast if you're looking for bold topics, honest dialogue, and valuable lessons. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Trust Issues Podcast. Today, we have a more of a fun episode, I think, because we are diving into some questions. We reached out, did some polling, and we have some questions for Erika today from the audience.
Ask me anything, apparently. Shout out to our IG fam who submitted questions. We're kind of doing a two-part on this episode where today Kyle's asking me questions and the other part of this will be me grilling you with questions.
We are sharing the hot seat with each other.
Hot seat today. I'm in the hot seat. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's dive right in. All right, so our first question today comes from at authenticallyalyssa.co. And she said, did you ever have an aha moment about your life/career, and what did it do for you?
I feel like my life is many aha moments strung together.
Right.
There are stakes that are holding the tent up of my life, and all of the stakes are my aha moments. Yeah, for sure. I think that everything is really an aha moment in terms of whenever we've pivoted or made moves. So I feel that I should start off with maybe one of the bigger aha moments of my life. I mean, I've had so many.
It is really hard to narrow it down to one, even if I think about that question, but yeah.
Everything's an aha moment. I feel like I've been recently having aha moments. At the time of recording right now, my whole summer has been aha moments.
Yeah.
I had aha moments a ton when I got pregnant. I had probably one of the biggest aha moments. And let's talk about that one, actually. I think when I got pregnant, we weren't really trying to get pregnant. And so getting pregnant was a little bit of a surprise. And, I feel like my whole life flashed before my eyes when I peed on that pregnancy test and it said pregnant. And I truly didn't believe it. I was like, there's no way I'm actually pregnant. But I was definitely pregnant. That was crazy. Actually, just like thinking about that was one of the craziest days of my life. But I think what that did for me was it just put everything into perspective, almost like a magnifying glass on my entire life. The relationships that I had, the habits that I had, who I was letting into my corner, into my sphere of influence, the voices I was listening to, the influences that I had in my family's life, and the health habits I was choosing, was one of the biggest reasons why I stopped drinking. I haven't had an alcoholic beverage since I found out I was pregnant in May of 2021. And that was just a huge aha moment. Like, this doesn't serve me. Why do I do this? I don't enjoy alcohol. It doesn't make my life better. It doesn't make me a better person. So why am I drinking? And there was just like so many things that I really evaluated when I found out I was pregnant. That was a huge aha moment. And I think too, like today, I make so many decisions based on that. Like, who do I want around my family? What influence do I want around my child? Yeah. What kind of mom am I going to be? What kind of mom is my child going to say that I was? And that is a huge driving force for me. So, yeah, my life is a lot of aha moments, but I would say that's one of the bigger ones.
Yeah. And I know this is like an ask you questions, but I feel like most of our answers will kind of be like
a conversation.
We've done this stuff together. So, like, I don't even want to like chime in, but I'm going to chime in with that, where it's like aha moments can be scary at first when they hit you. Like some aha moments, like finding out you're pregnant. That's like a whoa.
Like everything's changing.
Yes, everything's changing. But I would say, like, even on that second part of the question, it's like, what did it do for you? I think moments and pivot moments like that, they can force you to like shrink down, or they can force you to like change, get out of your comfort zone for the better.
And like grow beyond that.
Yeah. So like, I would say even just aha moments. Don't be scared. Everything is going to be okay.
Everything's serving you,
and lean into it. Like, lean into those aha moments and those pivot moments, man.
Like, biggest gift of my life.
Yeah.
Like, one of the biggest gifts of my entire life was finding out I was pregnant, because it changed my whole operating system.
Yeah.
changed everything about how we were doing life and who we were spending life with and how we were like allowing drama into our life. And it literally was just like a change or die kind of thing. And what it did for me is it made me a better person. It made me a more intentional person. It made me a more aware person and changed the quality of my life for sure. So
even like, I'm such a quote guy. And like yesterday I saw this quote and it was like,
I'm such a quote guy.
I do. I love good
Says
quotes.
the quote guy.
I know. Yeah. And there was a quote I literally read yesterday and it was something like when you're going through like a new season or a dark moment, like you can feel so alone, like you're in a dark place. And it's like, sometimes you're not in a dark place. It's you're buried and you're about to bloom. Yeah. So like those darker moments, it's like, it's a season before things really start to change.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, always remember that.
So good.
Great question there. Moving on. This is from @_360 doula. It is, in a gray area after creating most of my offers, not many hits. How do I know when to invest in more business help?
I think, investing in business help is always up to each person's discretion and use your own wisdom of when do you need help and when do you just need to like really kind of use your own resources, because I think that we live in a world where people are constantly telling you, and I mean, I sell my own digital products, right? I sell my own offers. So I'm saying this honestly as a consumer, of someone who has purchased so many things in my life and purchased so many courses and paid so many people. And I will say that there's been so many things that I've invested in that have helped me, but also don't dismiss your own ability to problem solve and don't dismiss your own ability to really look at your business with the resources that you have to figure out, okay, what is and isn't working. Yeah. You could spend a week, look over your offers yourself, really dig into who your audience is. Who are you serving? What is the problem that you're solving for those people? Ask your audience, poll them, talk to ideal customers, ask them questions, ask them for feedback, give the offer that you have to somebody who is your ideal customer for free. Ask them to go through it. Ask them if they think it's good. Ask them if they think they would buy it from you or even get it for free. Ask them if they like the title. Ask them if they think it's crap. Like, get real feedback. Use the resources that you have that honestly, most of them can be free of cost. That can give you so much insight. I think the greatest entrepreneurs are the most resourceful ones, and they're the most willing to really dig in instead of just kind of outsource that stuff. And I'm all about outsourcing, and there's always a time and a place for it. But, I look at the business that I have today and the businesses that I have today, and the only reason I have had successful businesses is because I've always been like really digging deeper. Like, how can I go deeper instead of wider? Yeah. How can I figure out this offer? What's going to make it irresistible to somebody? What's going to make someone want to buy it? Why does it suck if it's not selling? Is my passion there? That's another thing too. Like, are you really truly passionate about what you're creating? Are you just creating something because you think you should? Are you selling it with passion and conviction? How often are you selling it? These are some of the things that I would really consider looking at. And I can also link something in the show notes. I have a Nail Your Niche guide. It's a workbook that basically walks you through step by step how to figure out what your audience wants from you, what you bring to the world, what you can say to make yourself stand out in your messaging online and in your marketing. So we'll link that for you. Grab that for free. Go through it. Really have some self-reflection. And then from there, I really want you to get into asking your people. Just ask them, because your people will tell you if they think it's valuable or not. And from there, you can make tweaks.
That's so good. So good. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have @Andia Hartland. And this question is, your top 5 tips for healing acne.
Hey, Andia. Love you, girl. Thanks for listening to the Trust Issues podcast. Yeah, you guys, I have struggled with acne for, honestly, since 2012. When I got out of college, when I left university, I was on birth control, which was one of the biggest mistakes of my life, getting on birth control, hormonal birth control. When I got off of it, my body just freaked out. I was also dealing with acne, though, before then, because one of the reasons I got on birth control was because of my acne, which was so stupid. Don't do that. Birth control is literally poison. There's so many studies. It is well known that it is I think they said it's a class 1 carcinogen, which is basically means it's cancerous. So never take birth control. There's other ways to heal your body that are not synthetic hormones. So that's my soapbox. But in terms of where you can go to learn more about acne, I think that I would do a lot of digging into your liver health, your detoxing, is your body detoxing? Are your hormones straight? Like, what's going on with your hormones? And how's your metabolism functioning? Are you eating plenty of protein? Are you being aware of seed oils? I wouldn't be eating estrogenic foods. And there's a lot of things. I would say, let's say top 5, okay? Number 1 is gonna always be your lifestyle, because I could be eating the most perfect diet, but if my lifestyle is stressful and I'm not taking time to center myself, ground myself, all that stress completely shows up on my skin. And I still go through bouts of times where my skin is freaking out, and then other times where I'm completely clear. So I'm not like 100% perfect, but I know that if I'm stressed and I'm not being aware of my lifestyle, I'm not getting enough sleep, I'm not taking time to unplug, those things really affect my stress, and it affects my skin. So that's number 1. I would say number 2 then is assess your nutrition. I think there's a lot of really terrible nutritional advice out there around acne. A lot of people say you should be dairy free. A lot of people say that you shouldn't have eggs, and I completely disagree with that. When I started drinking raw milk, it literally changed my life. One of the biggest healers for my body. Consuming raw dairy was a huge asset for my skin. And then some supplementation was eating or taking in capsule form beef liver. Beef liver is high in retinol, vitamin A, incredible for your skin. Also, oyster, bioavailable zinc, which is incredible for your skin. Those would be some of the top foods that I would say are really incredible. And in terms of nutritionally, like, what are things that stress your skin out? For me, I've done a lot of research on this, and I would say a resource on how to figure out what to eat is the book How to Heal Your Metabolism by Kate Deering. We actually interviewed her on the podcast. You can check out our show to find that episode. It's a phenomenal episode, and you can learn a little bit more about nutrition and foods you can be eating. One thing that you can incorporate is a raw carrot salad, and that's really great for helping get rid of excess endotoxins in your body, which can really impact your intestinal health, digestive health, as well as your skin health. So nutrition for sure would be number 2. I think number 3, supplementation. I always think supplementation comes after those 2 things, making sure your lifestyle is in order and you're eating well. Like I mentioned, those 2 supplements I would be taking. Another thing that is really great too is a magnesium supplement. So I do a magnesium supplement at night. That's really great. You can even do topical sprays. We can link all that stuff for you in the show notes as well. And then I would say, I don't even know if that I have 5. I would say like next is detoxing. I think detoxing is really important. Something I like to do is castor oil packs on my liver. So that helps to really detoxify your liver and helps you move your bowels, and a lot of that stuff can really impact your skin. So none of this is medical advice. FYI, I am not a doctor, but as someone who suffered with acne for a long time, for many, many years, I know that when those things are in order for me, my skin's great.
Yeah.
And when I'm not doing those things, my skin is on the struggle bus. But yeah, hopefully those resources help you as they've helped me.
I mean, even something like, again, these are your questions, but even something as simple as like, are you changing your pillowcases? Are you washing your, like, little things like that? You know what I mean?
Those things
like,
help, you know,
from like a topical standpoint.
And I would say, yeah, that's the final thing is skincare. You know, I guess that's not obvious. I didn't even think about mentioning that, to be honest, which is hilarious.
Well, you always go internal.
Yeah, and I think because the truth is I've used every single skincare in the world. I've done all the topical stuff. I've done insane peels and lasers and extractions, and I've done hydrofacials, and I've done everything topically, but I'll tell you, none of that replaces the internal stuff.
Yeah.
There is a skincare line that has actually helped my skin a ton. It's by Clear Stem Skincare, and it's free of all pore cloggers. And I've tried so many different skincare lines, and I will say that that's probably one of the best ones that I've used. And then I also love squalane oil. So squalane, not to be confused with squalene. Squalane is from cane sugar, and it's an amazing oil that's non-pore clogging, and it doesn't have any PUFAs in it, which is polyunsaturated fatty acids. Say that 10 times fast. And it's really great for just helping with your skin barrier. So there's another person that I love to follow on Instagram who has incredible advice for healthy skin. And I can't recommend her enough. She is at Healthy Skin Glows. Again, that is at Healthy Skin Glows. Follow her because she is the acne specialist. And actually her whole process is like, she helps you fix your skin barrier. And fixing your skin barrier can help with fixing your acne. She's got some really great stuff. So I would check her out on IG.
Man, yeah, great question there. Moving on here. Next one is from @dolly.mora. And how did you build your holistic medicine cabinet?
Oh my gosh. A lot of research, looking at the experts, you know.
You could even say, what are some of your staples in your,
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What are some of my staples in my okay, as a mom with an 18-month-old.
Sure, yeah.
I had to use some of that today. Like literally he scuffed his head the other day on some rocks. The poor little dude. He's just such a wild kid.
He has battering ram right now.
Yeah, he truly is. He's got like knee scuffs. He punches his head like against a wall, like, or the coffee table. It's just something every day. A brand I really like is called First Honey, and they have all Manuka honey based products. They have these like skin therapy cream. I just put it on his forehead today. Really great stuff for eczema too. If your kids are struggling with some dry skin, eczema, itchy skin, they've got. It's all dermatologist tested too, so it's really great stuff. They've got a burn salve. It's just like they've got an ointment. It's a Manuka honey ointment, which is really great for like cleaning any wound. It's just magic because it's all Manuka honey based. Yeah. So I really love their stuff. I also do arnica. I think arnica gel is always a great thing to have in your first aid kit, which I did recently build out a whole first aid kit.
Yeah, we should have brought it down here. Could have read everything off.
Yeah, that was really fun to do. And another brand that I'm obsessed with that I think that every single person needs to have in their first aid kit, which can replace Neosporin. It can replace like an itching cream, like a Benadryl anti-itch cream. It can replace your cortisone, that like Bactine cleansing spray. It's called Active Skin Repair. So it is from the brand BLD, as in dog, G, BLDG Active. You can find them on Instagram. You can check them out. But they have this active skin repair gel, and I use it for literally everything. If Dawson scuffs his knee or his skin, or, you know, even if you've got acne stuff, you can actually use it for your acne, because basically what it has is it has hypochlorous acid. So it's a natural microbial that's produced by your white blood cells. And it's so magical. Not only does it help to heal if you've got a scrape or a cut, but it's really great for even if you have like a mild sunburn, or if you've got some itchy skin or like a scab that's healing. It's just insane. There's baby sprays up to stuff you can use as an adult. I bought it when Dawson was a newborn, and even if he had like an irritation on his diaper rash, I would spray the kids stuff on it. And it's freaking incredible. It's like medical grade, but it's non-toxic, okay? And this stuff is so important to have around, and it does the job of so many things that you would have in your medicine cabinet. So I use it for everything. I put it even on my skin. They have it in spray form and gel form, and I think that's a really important first aid swap. You know, I think that's really great. And then when it comes to other like medicines, I mean, I think this is where you just want to do your due diligence on figuring out what do you not want to give your family. Like, we're pretty crunchy over here. So there's a brand that I love called Earthly Wellness. Earthly Wellness has herbal remedies, body care, and they have tinctures that we use a ton. We don't really use any medications, and I don't want anyone to come after us, but our son is so super healthy, and we've been able to use a lot of their stuff whenever he's had, you know, a little cold, or if he's had a little cough. They even have an amazing teething oil. It's called Teeth Tamer. And it has been one of the best things we ever purchased. We can both say, I think we can never live without Teeth Tamer. Yes. So they even have like stuff for allergies. They've got stuff for adults, for kids. And their Instagram account is such an amazing resource for just information and educating yourself on, some of this stuff that we just don't learn in school, or no one teaches you about your microbiome, or about stuff that your dentist isn't telling you, or, your genetics, or what to do if your child is struggling with anxiety, or if you're struggling with postpartum stuff. Like, they have everything from gut healing to teething oil stuff. So I love them at Earthly Wellness on Instagram. I would definitely follow them, and every single one of their products we've tried, I love. So those are some really staple brands in our house that we love and that are in our medicine cabinet.
Okay, so our last question comes from Kelly_Nicole. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself barefoot on a farm with like a little goat next to me, holding a chicken with a tribe of children running behind me.
Oh, a tribe, huh?
Not a tribe. Maybe in 5 years, I would say like 2 to 3 kids, because that's, we're not trying to pump them out. But I just see myself relaxed. I see myself in so much peace, and I see my businesses running, really intentionally and strategically. I see myself creating, because I love to create. When I say creating, creating content, creating offers. I don't know what that necessarily looks like in my business. I think that I'm always getting inspired by new things in my businesses. So I'm so fluid with that. Like, I'm not ever committed to being like, this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life. I don't think that way. I just enjoy being in the moment around whatever my businesses are and that aspect. But I think, like, lifestyle wise, I'm like, we're traveling, but our home base is our farm in Tennessee, and we've got just a slow living type of lifestyle, but also we jaunt away for little trips to Italy to explore the coastline and the hills of Tuscany, maybe dip in the Lake Como, I don't know. Maybe I'm really getting extra right now, but no. I don't know. I think in the next 5 years, our life is probably going to just be really centered around family and memories. And it is so centered around family now, but even more so. And some of our investment properties and stuff will just be booming. And
that's what I think it's like in the next 5 years, trying to create things now.
Well, in 5 years, we'll be 40. Almost 40. We'll be almost 40 years old. I'm like, I hope I age well. I'm going to continue to use my creams and lotions.
Oh man, 5 years, huh?
Almost 40.
Yeah.
So I think like when I'm entering my 40s, it's just like this like.
Well, that's what we always talked about. We said the goal is to get closer to 40s so we can slow down in a sense and enjoy what we've
Well, the
created.
goal is not to get to closer to 40. The goal is to get to 40 and slow down.
That's what I said. Well, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, the goal is not to just race our way there.
No. Yeah.
Take our time.
Yeah.
Slow these years down.
Yeah. Intentional family, connecting with nature, getting back to earth, all these,
We've been doing a lot of that lately, though. I think
have.
we've kind of pivoted a lot in the last year, especially since just becoming parents. We're like, what the hell even matters,
That.
Because I think so many things that we used to give priority to, like, we're just like, that sounds so stupid. Like, who even cares?
Yeah.
And it's not about hustling to hustle. Like, yeah, we're building things and we have businesses and we work and stuff, but like, it's not about that.
No.
It's like, it's building something like legacy.
Yes. Everything is now for Dawson and our family.
Yeah. Dawson and anyone who comes after him.
Yeah.
And us too,
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5 years from now, I'll almost be 40 and I'll just be living my best life. So, I am living my best life now, but I think we both intentionally said this stretch of the next 5 years is very much to set ourselves up for like the next 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just what that looks like is a lot of peace and a lot of joy and a lot of presence and creating things that make us happy and spending time with the people that mean the most to us and just not stressing.
And I think it's creating hard boundaries right now, putting our head down, and being very smart.
For sure.
Because we've painted a vision of what we want for us and our family, and, we want our whole family to move near
Be in
us.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's another part of our 5-year plan as we're strategically
we're gonna get everyone. Everyone's
scheming.
coming. Everyone's coming.
We are currently scheming to get all of our family to Tennessee. So I don't know if anyone listens, but hello out there. If you're listening and you're in our family unit, we're getting everybody to Tennessee because we just want to have our compound. A family compound is really what I want.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to wake up and like look out my back door and be like wave at someone who's like picking the eggs, you know?
Yeah.
Because we're all just living in the village.
Yeah.
I want the village.
Me too. I do too. Well, this was honestly, these are outside of interviews and obviously certain topics, these are like my favorite.
They're just so fun.
They are. These are my favorite episodes to do, and I really hope you guys enjoy these, just these little interviews as much as we do.
These little conversational episodes.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening to the Trust Issues podcast. If you love listening to our show, we would love if you went over to iTunes and just left a 5-star review. Your reviews help us get, unfortunately, bumped up into the algorithm. We all know about the algorithm. And it just helps get our message out there to more people. And honestly, that's why we're here. We just want to get our message out to as many people as we can, help as many people as we can. And if that gets you excited to help us do that, we would just love your review. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.